Hi, this is the second screencast looking at the Tohu examples. So the first spreadsheet example we want to look at is the spreadsheet biology example. If we have a look at that user interface, it's a very simple set of 4 or 5 questions that categorize you based on what type of animal you are. If I answer no to that, and once we're completed, we can see that there's this you are a marsupial is the end result. So how does the spreadsheet work, or what does it look like? Here's a spreadsheet that governs all the Tohu objects. So for example, we have a multiple choice question for have here. And if we just scroll across, we can see that it's a text data and the pre-labels do you have here, and it has a selection list which is yes no value list. And yes no value list is simply a list with please select as the null option and yes and no as the 2 options. So if have here, if the answer is yes, then we show lay eggs. However, if have here answer is no, then we ask the question about feathers. Here, if the answer to lay eggs is yes, i.e. they have here and lay eggs, then we say that they are monotreme. However, if lay eggs answer is no, we ask a further question saying do they have a pouch? And the answer of that will depend on whether they're a marsupial or a mammal. Here, have feathers, if the answer to that is yes, then they don't have here, but they do have feathers, in which case classify them as a bird. If the answer to have here is no, then they do not have here, and they do not have feathers, so classify them as a reptile. So a very quick and easy way of putting together a simple application. And over on the side here, we actually can have styles, so providing style hints to the user interface if you wanted to represent those drop downs as radio buttons or some other style. Another spreadsheet example is the spreadsheet loyalty gold example. This example is an extension of the complex SolNet loyalty card example, where it extends it by adding in the calculation of points based on certain answers and then determining whether they are eligible for the gold or just the standard SolNet loyalty card. So if we have a look at the application, and as we saw in previous examples, we have a set of pages that are put together where you can select such things as income bracket and other such information, where you can put in things like other flows of information. And if we click done at this point, what we see is information that we've put in, but here it said that there are 2 items where we've allocated points. They've got 10 points for having a gold classification for their Budget Airways card, and for having a Budget Airways cards they get 20 points. The total is 30, and therefore that qualifies them for gold card status. So if we have a look at the spreadsheet, and here is just a brief look at a portion of it. As you can see, here's our nested flow with the pages and the groups within that page, and main address, postal address in that example. We'll have a look at the joint contact details page, which was a page we didn't get to see, it was optional. The demographic details page where we picked what the income bracket, etc. was, and so on. If we have a look here at the Budget Airways loyalty card, we can see that there is a new item here. There's a branch, which is a type of page that branches off and comes back, and it only gets action if Budget Airways answer is true. There's an impact here, which is basically points are associated with main BA points, and their value is 20. And here's some other examples. So as we can see, there's a fair range of things that we can do with this spreadsheet. If we scroll down to the bottom here, we can see that the points total is a sum of all the categories that have category points in them. So if we just go back to have a look here, we can see that there is a bunch of impacts that have the points category. And we sum up all the values that have been assigned to that, including negative ones, to work out the total points. If the points total is less than 10, it's a standard membership. If it's greater than or equal to 10, then they qualify for gold membership. There's a lot more to this example, but probably need to download that and have a look at that. Examples can be obtained from the JBoss Subversion server. At some point these will be made available as binary downloads, and I'll use Eclipse to download them as Maven projects. So the address for the Subversion repository, anon-svn.jboss.org/repo/Tohu. And if we go to the trunk, and we can check out the examples as Maven project. Just go ahead and accept this, and the download will begin. So once we've checked out all the projects, we can look to build and run one of the samples. So picking the Loyalty Simple example here, the examples are mostly containing 3 projects, an overarching project, and then a rules project and a web project. Now most of the time we're required to install the rules project in order to use it from the web project. So let's build. And one of the important things to remember is to untick the Resolve Workspace artifacts. So here I'm just doing a clean install on the parent simple example. Once that's built, then we can pick the Loyalty Simple example web application, and we're using the Jetty application server. And notice that this example is running on port 8081. So if we open up Safari, there we go. Thank you for your attention.